abusuafo mu nyina akwa aba ana awie nso yatena se yebedi nkomo ewo Nsem dwumadie so ana nkomo yebedi yedi afa domestic violence ho domestic violence yebesua de ne ahwe niema esia itimi amount to domestic violence na de na mra na kafa ho emra ban mpo na kasa fa domestic violence ho na se domestic violence sia eden na yetimi ye then yetimi ye then na betimi ye then when na obutimi tu na mo na yetimi tu na mo na ebisua de pa yebetwe ho ba mekatu ya bi twe ho ba yebeto ayi dwumadie ni so na ade a wo ma ye ne no yeba abesua ntwa ho masia yɛ sam ma chi yɛ ma ha e ma akwa ba bi mu de ba dwumadie so Nsem dwumadie so ne medin de TWUM BARIMAH ana menu na bedi nkomo afa ɛyɛ domestic violence ho ana ebisua de ne ahwɛ de mra no ka afa domestic violence ho mra a yɛbɛbɔ din ne ɛyɛ the Domestic Violence Act 2007 Act 732 Domestic Violence Act 2007 aye si ho se ebehwe eye enioma esisi ewo ye fiefie mu a bro focus to din say domestic violence and ye di kan yensua de ne yenhwe se ade na mra ne ka efa domestic relationship ho ade fa and your friend say domestic mra ne say we section 21 of the law was say it covers where those who are married awarefo entem tia babi okun ene yire etie a domestic or merely in a relationship nji bi kwa no munye kun ne yire but wo ye bia nipa we kan se bia wo twempra ana wo mienu na tie or married couples wo ntem eno so a domestic ana say domestic relationship parents babi awofo ena agya ene ne mate ana say ena ene ne mate ana agya ene ne mate ni nyina a domestic relationship anase baby a emma ete baby emma wo former partners ebi anom ya ware for da ebi anom twempena be da omontem a domestic relationship anase distance relationship anase was living in a common household anase baby a abusuan fie compound house whatever enu na mote ni nyina a domestic relationship but tieni amrana sign ma court nso to me say court betimi a kire say apart from baby amabbo din ya mrana bodin de da no baby fufuro bi a court no so betimi court no otimi so betimi a kire bibi fufuro bi a eno so amount to a domestic relationship na tieni ma court no betimi a hwe ansa na obodin aka say we a domestic relationship and man bi a court no hwe the amount of time spent together nti say bi a ya wo ne me a the amount of time we spend together can be a platform or yardstick that the court can use to determine that our relationship is a domestic relationship. And I say the place where the time is spent, be a year quiet, I spend the yebre. And also court and make me a share. I can say, and I'm so one more time say one bread do one or a few way munity. We can determine that as a domestic relationship. And I say in a manner. The manner in which the time is spent, a queen faso say yebre, not bre says evenya shade, but the bra queen faso a my yebre and ye dear bren together no. Nina no court and make me use that medium no, and say just take another I can say. We a domestic relationship. I didn't see one you see say. Domestic violence no cry no necessarily na ban share no. What share for them purpose. No credit nyame animo ni aban share no for the protection of particularly a man and mema. Sorry, a man in kwala. Omutitiri nti because emiri bi abase nkwa na ye ma ya yirenom sabi ya mpranom ye maamenom ye nuamaanom ye di omunya na se they are more treated in our homes. Na sa sunti na semra we buy to come and protect them mainly. But I'm just a woman, who bambo into the ho because you are 15 be more. And it's all amounts to domestic violence. So now, young share and near man will be ya Say ni ma no ejina ho domestic violence. A tia say mra yi. Eni nti aban mra between wadi na sa ban between wadi. Edema ni bi ni de di kan ni. O say ade constitute a threat or harm. Threat yes say ubo obi hu. Wodi hu bi show bi mu. O threaten me you say wan you me proud me bo me you say all those threats no. So obi yes say ni mani bi e wo fidie bi mu a obaatan bi na de ye ne ba. Okunu bi na de bo ne yiri hu saa. It amounts to domestic violence. And as a harm no say what plan. Bi o de ade abon oba ma de so de aboni kunu eti anane nan ne bati ba bi ne mfe wo pra no violence what cause harm to him. And now obi de ade abon ba you have seen times that be hu obi na wa che ne ba de ne ba ne nsa awuragem wo de ade a hia kan ba den isa kwa na wi azika bi kwa na yese bi nti. All those things amounts to domestic violence. Another thing you say physical abuse and physical assault or use of physical force. Be bone yire ni nua bi oba bi bunu kunu. All these things, that physical assault na ubenya ewo oba no so no ubenya ewo wuku no so no, it amounts to domestic violence. It's yamra. It's against the 2007 Act, Act 732. Ebiam detention or forcible confinement of another. Would you open to me at you? Be asked them what to the pom. What detaining no? A wrongful detention. It's yamra. To be our baby na ebony. We live in a ebony. Wouldn't you be na ebony? No, what chance them what to the pom? Yamo dear near Monsu no. A forceful detention. It's yabamra. It amounts to domestic violence. And I say, enya wunu yampo. Enya wo bano no. But obi foforo bia wo che ne se dem mu detain ne wa ma wa kasa wa che na se dem ato no pono ade we ni we oye nti wo de twe na so a forceful detention or confinement of another. It's yamra no. Subjecting another to torture or degrading treatment. Ye show bi ne ya de ya ye na ayakayaka de eyawo. Ebia ensem fata ewo fidua bi mu ewo fie bi mu edan bi mu adan a okofa nkwan mu ade owia mesika wo me house help owia me oye me senti na wo mo treating no. Those things amounts to domestic violence. Or sexual abuse or sexual contact by a person aware of infected with HIV. Had a munti sexual abuse in between say o house support won chen sabita fra che won pani animu a wod na dane wo yire usini so na pa wi anyimra na dwo forcefully wod hye no enne da ana wogina ba bia mi kwa no mu kase na wo ye bibi wo ye aduane behunu aben no mu kase wo na wo so mu thinking so be ehunu. All those things amount to sexual abuse. Tinie and I say, the Kambako can was say, Obi a wonim se o HIV na se enam yade biara. Tienie ba. Wunim se wo yoba ana bema. Wo wonam yare, wonya syphilis, wonya gonorrhea, wonya HIV, wonya bubodi. Wonna wunim but me nim won kan kire me ana wonim ya beda ma manya bie. It amounts to domestic violence. Etiamra no. Etiamra no. Ebiam economic abuse. We be say economic abuse. Economic abuse be begime gina ma say would deprive obi and say we threaten to deprive someone of financial resource. To be obi sika bi I say ke de ma no. Wona sika na be di unchen but what sin kiti so sika na manipa no. Ebia na we onua bi. Bia na yo ba. Ebia na maame ne sika bia bedi winsam yaman na fra brochire abedi winsam so won fa sika ne man ne fa man na watana so who deprive no access to that money. It's against the law. It's against the law. And I say deposition or threatening to dispose of movable or immovable properties in which a person has a material interest in. Do you ever say obi wa car bi obi wa dan bi atrete say dan betu afiri mu maton dan no meyi afiri dan no mi fa dan no ma obi mu wagye car afiri ne nsam knowing very well say car yi ni maame na de gya no car yi ni papa na de gya no car yi ni obi na touch the chair no nya wo de ya but would do to me one so wo ton wa fa kira ton woni mpo. All those things amount to domestic violence. Emotional, verbal, or causing damage to the property, first of all. If you want to, I give anybody say a dine, say a car, say a dear, one ton, one say on the phone, one ton you. But what you are shipping from myself was saying, destroying that property name monoson amount can be quoted or can be a TSM Raya Yebodi at 732 Yebodi. It's here. It be emotional or verbal or psychological abuse. And no be the same. And no be the same. Because you make another person feel constantly unhappy. More money conform mate. When I offer better than one jail. And I be obi na best say ni akwala ne ntrama me. Na wo gye penny so ni akwala ne better. But we say na ni ya de na yakayaka dia makwala no ne kra ntene mu. Ne kra afini mu. Onia ni gie ayakayaka de na ofa mu. Se no bi saa nso na wo ya it amounts to domestic violence. And I say woman feel very miserable. Woman feel so humiliated, afraid, it me depressed, and also feeling worthless. Aso nye nipa. Ana ma ayakayaka de bia wo de ye ni nti wo yire. Wudi nani wo fia ma wo yire etere bia wo hunu mpo se wo ye nipa. Wudi wuku ani wo fia gu nani mu ase wo bontia ni nipa mu ama ne fele se. Won sen kwatampo. Wonye nipa, wonni mumpo, ne mema ye na finimu. It amounts to domestic violence. It's here by murder. And I say, harassment including sexual harassment and then intimidation by inducing fear into another. Obi kopeduma. Akacha ne se me no anda me mo adwuma ne bi nyo. Ye harassing nipa sexually. Or adwuma mu what adwuma but adwuma ne mu no yaka de akere ne se wanye ABCD a promotion po bia wonya bi one one na bia wonya promotion ni bi say ne man nyinara amounts to what we call sexual harassment. And for that reason so owie sade bi tie obi a ana wo de hu hye ne mu wo tete no se na ni ade de hu hye ne mu ma ne timi no a me hu hye ne so ma ne bro so a and also amounts to domestic violence. Now, you share behaviors or conduct that in a way may amount to also amounts to a domestic violence. Or may cause an harm to another. What prayer will be? Would the idea born? Say you kunu na won ne kasa kasa no amade so dia born tirim. And now be man now no yire kasa no born ani so. No abu ahwefom. What ni dem wo pra obi abon yire manani. Obi ahwie nso hye agu ni kunu so. Obi ahwie nso hye agu ni nia bi so ntokwa wo ne kunti. All this amounts to domestic violence. And I say, you endanger the safety of or the health of another. Obi ni safety ne bambo mu would not to I would not jump and so be a many people feel the safety is at stake. It amounts to domestic violence. What to promise or not wanting, you are putting his safety at stake. Because I want to know better no. So that one thing that's a subject of to be medina wu or bontin no die no. Sanya pona out to monwa be anka ya medina wu. So who putting the safety at stake? It amounts to domestic violence. Ebiem yan hwe say Section 3.1 of the law, medical boarding section Act 732 no. Domestic Violence Act and say it prohibits a person in a domestic relationship from domestic violence. Not to say, nipa na domestic relationship bram boarding say parents, children, former partners, married couples, non-married couples, people living in the common household, womote abusuan fie mu womote compound house mu womote rented apartments mu whatever a obi yes any money bitia wo say it prohibits you from committing domestic violence amra no kutia wo say enfo bi nhye say me mabobɔ din mu bia mu enfo bi nkosa ya wo no bia mu so wo obi kosa any money mu a amra no ese wato aban mra niemusa say so bitu say amra no a wan and there was then there's be and that's betting here. The other kind the most violent case must be reported or can be reported to the police. It should be a sign of body in a beer. I was so the police for a short nipanimo. Not a marano and needy. Now you must see what assembly to be. So the assembly come police for who can report to the police? Why in the media assembly come police for? Assembly see. Why in the between the come police for? I'm say the victim can report to the police or see if a child then his friend can assist. Nipa no mu ya ya ne bone ya di na wona say ya tete no ya hye ne hu the security is at stake and ma ya depriving of asset ne nko ne ba nyina no financial and everything yeah psychological I mean stress and ni from emotional way I ni from ni bibia mu no obi a wokọ saa tete ne wokọ saa hawo ni mu no ono as a victim bit mako ama ne homeso akọ police station akọ report nipa no nipa ko ade saa need ne bit akọ report no sanyo no so na ekọ no se bia wa abofra emra ne se do ya abofra no na danfo bi bit me aboa no a report asem na ma police for so a friend can assist a child to report the matter to the police because bia na maame no ne te no enya kokuduro ni kunu ebi mba kunu no suro yere nti ontimi nkoka nche police for ko ko police for ma na ese nkrimu ade na ma na yele bedi no ofie ono yankopon kwa nanimo wa wo yakwala nda adamfo ade na ekoso ne how obetimi report ma police for amana yiye social worker omo ejimo social welfare mostly wo musumu biara betimi report asem na ma police for so wo hu se ateti bi sei na ekoso ofie we mu ewo asumasi ntemo they can report the matter to the police. Health care worker will be our year. If I say be a nurse, we a doctor. And the BBC about hospital when say, "Mami share so share gu ne baso." Mami share so share gu ni kunu so. And I be main na wadi ni yire wusei. And I say na oba na hospital no be kama matin. You the health care worker can report the matter to the police. Sana America. A family member, obusuani entranchen na nyenhwe han keke mpanisa wo yonko da no da iti wo abusuani a otifia hu se bone bi se yikoso no emra na ma wo so kwan se wotimi di asem ma police fo emra wo mso nipa kwan wo di se bone ni mu wo me yanka hu se domestic violence ade a edi nipa bebre akose bi tafra che wo mkra achi wo mon kwa free wo nsem obi adi dam because of domestic violence obi adi dam because of domestic violence obi ba ne nsatwa obi akwala bia ne afra obi ntimi ntena so obi ada ne bubu afọ domestic violence nti obro bi obi bu na ofie a obi anka ho asem abra yi nkomo ya WhatsApp line na screen ne so no 0550090867 0550090867 your Facebook page you see your live on Original TV GH ubetimi ade o question biara opese obusa ade afaso aba ye be kan de ma kama enche ye be phone lines no so atom na wo question bia opese obusa nso watimi afre na obusa ye de anu ye ma kama but yakua ni mu no yen san hwe ne say where can the matter be reported? He said matchra onipa betimi report asema police for in case there is a domestic violence. Na seven police station being and about the akwaso report. Police station being. As where the offender resides, in nipa ko di bone no, the one causing the domestic violence no. So what say wini ba ubetuma report no wini ba ho. Ebi obedi bone no wan kran ba wadwane akotena wini ba. So where he or she resides, ubetumi a report case no ho. The offender, the odi bone no. was it where the victim resides nipa na yedi na wu de yedi na nya de pra no de yetete no ba bi ono so te bi ono so te akote man oti La Paz oti Nibo Town Spintex Manet name them tema Ashaman ba bi oti bia no so victim no de yedi na nya de yetete no oba na yetete no akwala na yetete no maid na yetete no abamu na yetete na nti kwase yaba ni nko school yaba na tifia yedi na ani no ba bi akwala na tie police station na ben obiara waiting the alcohol report. The next thing was say where the domestic violence occurred. And he found the domestic violence in the AC. And he had a yakayaka de AC wa hifa. Biaya kwa a yakayaka de AC ye no nso. Akwanya wo hose obetumi report asem no e wo ho nso. Now, yehu anuri yemusi ehun say what dey aso no police station no what then emra no ehye police for say womunye the law mandates the police to protect you if you request the even say bia wukun na tidy wani pa o threaten o show aniade o show o yewa ayakayaka de emotionally financially economically yaka nyina wo ha psychologically adibi ode ya no if you think say we hear police protection many about ma me wafa asem ba a wotie report the matter to the police and get the needed protection from the police emranche police force between abo ho ban I was akwan so I decided to take this education up personally ya to ebo asa church omu no hu no be brain esi me call Confanochi Teaching Hospital. You could hear baby and you could try to say cancer 99 times. 99 times. We're trying to say cancer 99 times. There's a lot of danger going on. A lot of evil also going on. I won't go for a film. We will be saying that never oba ni kunu adi ni bonisa. I had number 2 hospital. Well, ye minimum dear, but Nini Namun said, no, put no, yeah. The question is, Berman will cancel over Tristan can try to get us 99 times. To try to body for it, to be seen in us. Such people, who, when you find yourself in such a situation, now first we hear protection, report to the police and get the needed protection. When the matter is reported to the police, then I'm running a police for us. Million police for Muti and Moshe, who are looking at police near Washay. Wow, we need police near Washay. And Brandon said, yeah, there are 7 common police for. Police for said, they interview the parties and the witnesses. Enipa wom ho asem no mu de odi awuo de yedi na wu no prosifo asundie se won beto nipa na no ehum mfonso a wo yeye ene de waanye wodi no to nchen a witnesses adansefo a ehun de na yesie wom nso ehia se prosifo beto wo no no motimi pasem no pema sibre kama. When necessary, obtain medical treatment. If I never were what did them, you're trying to see your fears of Shagun so. Yayan Bonibi, your piano show be an sako in some. The police supposed to give you a medical form. Now they are called hospital, not Dr. Shaw. Doctor Timia I can say, or share one. I dear way na at all. Say, I will take he has a police for Beshe. And once a marker. Then is a police worker. They must also assist the victim to a place of safety, depending on the circumstances of the case. Until we say, baby, a job will say, Kufia. I'm sure no one can end me assure the BMO. A police for us soon, dear sir. One of the better baby, one quan. And who bambon and sabit me to protect you. Dance because a cock. Now, yes, I could do a woobie. Again, they are supposed to inform the victim of his or her rights. o right ni bi the victim na wo report obi adi wanya no a wo ba police station no o right ni bi ni say wo betimi wo access to a lawyer na say ehwehwe wo timi fa lawyer wo access to medical care your right ni bi no this rights ya wo and many others emra no say ehwehwe police for kama wote say right no na wo de yadwuma and I say with this one. Now, the police can also arrest the offender with or without warrant of arrest. Tieniye. Nipa wo di say bone no. De wo di ne ba na ninu e wo fie ne koraba ana o ye ne bone wo tete no o pra kwala no because nye ne ba no. De wo di maid abatena fie a wo di maid ninya. Sa fo ni nyara no. Emra no say the police have the power to arrest you without warrant or with warrant. Imubiara, they can arrest you. Never know what this about never na police for to police in was a warrant way. Warrant are the way. The law at 732 na man power amana to me. Say police can arrest you without any warrant. Na sa bra na sa mra no so chew. Na police for no edu ko gira mena mu wi a. Na sa edu ko na court. Asembusa no say den na wo ma. Ebra no say bibiara edi adanse say why bone no as we say in the law say when you are being proven beyond reasonable doubt na mra na chew. Now this is what happens. The ACN say you can be fined at a unit or penalty unit of 500 and just be fined of 500 cedis o tienie penalty unit and you work ba sika mu a want to be about 60 million or so or more. Can you see 60 million? Never 6,000 Ghana cedis or more. And I say, but the fiasin fish 2 years, mostly with hard labor. And I said, to depend on what the judge want to say. But when your judge you ever say, "Konimi ni na fiasikano ya fine no," obasanso kwa the fiasin fish as an piece. And I say we imba akodiam. It depends on what the court says or the judge says. Sabre obetumi afre yen phone lines no eba screen so a obetumi afre na o question bi a person obusa WhatsApp line no so active 0550 090 867 0550 090 867 and only WhatsApp line call line so eba to screen so to so a obetumi afre ebra yidin komo korea you know o question bi a person obusa wetumi abisa. Now, yemusi ehun say, can domestic violence be justified with any violence? The answer is capital no. And so be na yo be na one pa. Panama the authority that deserves to hear it. But you continue violence and justify any act of domestic violence in your home or where the court sees to be a domestic relationship. The law does not qualify domestic violence with multiple acts. Not say nyade no emere do a wode be ye. Ana court no anas ye be hu say eye domestic violence. Say ba akopem po no wa ya it amounts to domestic violence. Yetwe homra you be a phone lines not to na wa question afre yebisa edabase yetwe homra sia. Iraso ade bra twen yen ma yetwe ho ba emransam dwumade so a na egusu a yedi nkomo ene nkomo a yedi no yedi afa domestic violence ho enema esisi wo fie a it amounts to domestic violence akyerem bebre wa ha about the financial abuse aspect about the emotional verbal or psychological abuse nsem bi abeka kyerɛ obi manipa no hu sa so nye nipa mpo egu ne ho fi sɛ no nsem no nyina yedi hu nkomo ne ana sɛ body harassment, sexual harassment. Omo de se bi enemu ensemo tata ma bi ni house up on netie chenchina ache so ne da ni wa na yerensi ofi obi among all others the dimom no wo what the tata sa Just so know that all this form of harassment amounts to domestic violence. Behaviors causing harm or endanger the safety or health of another. Abusing, physical abuse, physical assault, detentions, and many others. I just say more when you share some of the messages are back. Abranti be free, taxi free. I think Tema Ima. I say I want to ask that do we have to pay them before they follow you to the other party's place? Like fair. I don't understand the honor there, but the second question is I say I want to ask again that do we have to get evidence before we can report? I mean, sometimes you don't. If you get evidence, it's fine. Okay. Say idea when you biya say koswa, and now opese ubo police for mania. Sometimes when you documentary evidence, you be picture be, and say be the atu baby. Wow, who say cause now the support was some of police for mania no. It's enough. Sometimes you be important na we need be sad to prove. But be any pan be na depend na you didn't your prano. That alone is evidence enough to confirm say the work na some report na police station so koye no. I no correct. On our Facebook page, you know, so Portia Aqua, sharing live from United States of America, and then they fail, and so hearing from Tessano, and so she's clapping for us, signifying that at least she's interested in the show or she's liking the discussion that we are making here. The phone lines are active. Phone lines are active now, but you're with me afraid. Yahomano na 0550 090 702 0550 090 702. Ofra wadaroma. TV no mute no. And I say low no cry. They make be able to phone no say make kasa bete menka na wetin yi no kama. Na wabodin actually be free na fe yedin komo. Call on the line na. All right. Okay. Now, young Monsieur who say, all right. Caller, good afternoon, but you didn't know you are free.
Hello. Good evening, lawyer.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. All right. I'm sir, when you are so oba na yatwaso. I say any person can refer. All right. Good afternoon, caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, caller, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. But we didn't know you are free.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. But we didn't know you are free.
Hello, good afternoon.
But I'm at home. Good afternoon,
Hello, good afternoon, lawyer.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm blessed, sir. But also,
I'm calling from Bensu.
okay.
Afternoon, sir. I'm calling from Bensu.
Okay.
Oh, I like.
Good afternoon, caller. But we didn't know you are free.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, madam.
Hello.
Good afternoon, madam. But until who TV no so wadaroma, what
Hello.
do TV no matter onka. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, madam. But we didn't know anybody are free. Hello. Very well. Another question here said, can a non-police officer or police, we are when police need, can he arrest with or without warrant when domestic violence occurs in his presence? Yes. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, but you are free.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. mesra say mo amọ frɛ no madam mo fra entie wo hu TV no so e pa chew wotie wo hu a de meka no e be delay ansa na wate enti bo modern ansa wo fra wo be low TV na se bia wo be mute TV no kra why no what me aka wasem bia aposo ka bia I know this matter is very important to so many people in their homes mesra you say we are some here for pa domestic violence is going on in almost most or majority of our homes. Nti ebe stress out for low TV na timi kan ye. Good afternoon call about Odini we are free.
Hello.
Good afternoon madam.
Hello.
Madam good afternoon but Odini we are free.
Hello.
Hello good afternoon.
Hello. Hello.
Hello good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes madam but Odini we are free.
Me Pacho, I want to ask, say, please, I want to ask, say, if
Madam, don't watch yourself on your TV. Please just talk. I can hear you.
if I build a relationship with someone and we are preparing to get married. Yeah, we are preparing to get married. And I mean through the process the person disappoints me. Can I proceed to any law enforcement or something?
What do you mean by disappoint
That's
you?
what I want to
disappoint you in what sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Disappoint you in what sense, please? Hello? All right. So, with your question, I wanted to ask you further questions. And I can hear you, I know you, but you're hearing the same. I don't know if you disappointment in yourself or Kasoba or so. It depends on what has happened. It depends on what has happened. Adekodia Cynthia man is a it's a factor. We need to look at it. Because don't forget that we can't compel someone to live with another person. Okay, that is why there is divorce in marriage. Okay, we can't compel someone to live with you where the person finds it unreasonable, right, to live with you. And as they normally say, or we say in law, said the marriage breaks down irretrievably. It do be a suban. For instance, the person is so alcoholic, you can't win it. It's a behavior that somebody can base on to get divorced. Okay, so it depends on what has happened. I'm sorry. Once we get further details, we can advise you well. Good afternoon, Kola Mpacho. Dini anybody are free?
Sane say. Obu ohonoma. Oye skeni. Ena wako nipa ne so ye hieni. Ena wako di ne bone. Wako ase wako rape ne baby anase wako di bone bi e de ate ohieni a sabe onni bia ode beta aduane adi. Ode nasema akoda police fo. Sentence so him on this canty. On this canty. No more in the foolish case. No, seconding Blua. No, what to the map police free. No, second year, lawyer. No more bowling, Sunday. No, the baby near the crown. Only been. And so, Sassan to Nana. That's what the corporate station. And now I say a cop back quartersma and some from two. The day.
All right. Medase. O question is very simple. But the NCA de way. Emrabia ni krom hu a chisikani nanchi hieni. There's a saying in law, it's equality before the law. That's a mrana ni munu ye nyina yepe. So we police ni no bidi ne ba. Obidi case abra o se. Sabita flat obi atume ba mo na whether on defilement grounds or on rape grounds. Near the ba wanimu a. It doesn't matter the stature of the person or the status of the person. The law must take its course. Mobro wani no ne kama for ni police for. Mobroni no ne kama for ni police for nti ono asani bedru police for nsem a ontimi mfa lawyer. Eya aban na ekobokọ aduna ma no. Iti ne kama for ni mo. So you need to stand in for the victims and not rather to stand against them. Madaroma, yes, Sramopa. Good afternoon, Kola, but you didn't anybody are free.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon, but you didn't anybody are free.
Hello.
Good afternoon, but you didn't anybody are
Hello.
free. But you in TV, so Madaroma, madam.
Hello.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hello.
Men TV, so. All right. So Mobroni no ne kama for any police for. That is why I'm not Nsem bedan mo ontimi nkone nti. But say am pasa osikani bi na so bia bibi won Nsem ne obi bad agda. Through rape or shannon nada or defilement. And nam ni bi ba ye be di rape ni any defilement won komo wa. The law for ni ba betena me ye di rape ni defilement won komo mo di wo mu so. Good afternoon, Kola Pacho di ni baby afrefre.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello. No, you have to.
Yes, sir. But you didn't have
No, you have to.
Good afternoon, sir. But you didn't tell who TV no so I am tonka.
Afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. But I'm tonka. Men tell who TV no so. Why? What are
Kaswa.
Okay.
But you can say a few Kaswa na many will be. But you say.
En tell who TV no so. Na kasa metonka why? All right. So yes, I'm running my coin, sir. Obi a wonye police ni. Sir, okuhunu sir yedi obi ani and mama bobo the categories of domestic violence acts ni bia. Esi won animu a. Sai nipa no betimi a the all this abo na dina koma police for. I'm running my coin, sir. Even in our constitution, civil arrest is permissible. Okay? Nti I'm running my coin, sir, so obi betimi a asose nipa ni mu. Adna komra na nimu na so na koma posifo amamra no ednadi hayi na mejina kana se ine na posifo se samra no asam no bepie mo nimu a madaroma mintimi nyintina na masembra posifo mintimi nkome kuntina na masembra posifo mintimi kama sam na mihia kama fontina na masembra posifo the ordinary assembly police for no the victim no does not need a lawyer because a criminal matter. And the state is going to prosecute on his or her behalf. Into when here lawyer, it's rather the defendant who needs a lawyer. But on nuni here lawyer, na lawyer for ni abayin kwa dubo for no. Actually, the customer for nemo, the kuma for nemo. When I'm going to mama no elm and any air court. It do what? Say the mamma no friend no can. You best remo. Mo man say yaji we need me 3 years come into assembly and a foolish case the mamma can you know. No. A matter should not be made foolish where there are enough evidence to buttress the case. Let the court decide otherwise, not at the police level deciding otherwise. Please. It's someone. A band sanwa na nkoye said the amrana from toto akwesitria. It boom crofo bebrabam. It makes people lose interest in the authorities of the state or institutions of the state. Be na wuse be onya sam no ono akoneko e na be ma obi nim de ya was ma bodua se utranye ya na accident na man ya was me de kwa say no be kan say no be yenti me ama fa me kwan so de ide mpesa me de. That should not be happening. Let's allow the laws to be working. Let's allow the institutions to be working and be working efficiently. Na mwa ye nyinara o man ni nti timamufo nti ana police for ewo kanya sa ka police adwuma ni ho ti be sɛ nyanam police for say some ya boboso yi they are matters of importance ti bi be dimu manimu a madaroma monhwɛ na munya de mmara no sɛ fata pepepe na nya ahyensode ma foforo no bi nka sɛ me yesen ya be me senti ɛna matena aka emra no so bekom fie me no yɛbɛtumi sa fine wo yɛbɛtumi aka ne bi ani nyina sa bom di ama ho hwɛ sɛ wonni obi ani wɔ sɛ kwan no so hwɛ sɛ won cause any physical abuse to anybody physical assault won fa bi ntuo biara emotional disorder sexual abuse wonum sɛ wɔ nam yadeɛ wonka wo de ahyɛ wo ho na wo de kɔsae obi etiamra sɛ na wonim no a ɛnnɛ wahu learn it from today and be careful the penny bi na kana sɛ wɔ sɛ asɛm nto amra ni hɔ ba asɛm to amra a wonti din da yɛbɔdin kyerɛ wo ibɔ modern sɛ enima yɛbɔbɔ so yi womfa bi nkodi obi na wo bi so fa bi so nya obi a wonim no na sɛ wo makwan obi so fa bi nya wo economic abuse obi sika abedi nsam matena so mfa ma no you know very well said that person has interest in that money, right? Do not deprive someone of his financial interest or resource. Biega padie ensay no enso dan kasa me fa ma say no some of the moment you see them ma say no causing destruction to properties in a domestic home or in a domestic relationship. It amounts to domestic violence. Emotional and verbal and psychological abuse, making somebody feel so unhappy, miserable. Suddenly, yes, I am motivated to know, and need when you back saying it's Yamra. So now, when you was harassment, including sexual harassment, intimidation, among others. Ya catch on so say, so who's animal be say, see ya. Baby and people yes say body ne te police station bi a ben hu biara report o me nche no anase baby and papa ye na ane ye ade no the victim baby on so te bi a no nte men de o ye ne bone no baby a victim no so te police station bi a ben hu biara wutimi report ho ma no se ye che no why no betimi akwa report nipa no aya ne bone na betimi akwa report adanfo betimi abo na ma na akwa report abusuani bi o wo betimi abo na betimi akwa report ase no ma no. It doesn't necessarily have to be you. That's what the law is saying. The police report said, "Obi sa baba reporter mobia. Let's take the matter up and refer to the appropriate places for the proper and thorough investigation to be conducted." The area is saying, now with the breach chapter 1 say, note from today, say your case domestic relationship. It includes the warrior. It includes unmarried couples. It includes distance relationship. It includes compound house. It includes parents. It includes children, and any other thing that the court can determine to be a domestic relationship. If you court say a domestic relationship, and also say mama boss be simwa. I'm not so. And then you the after domestic violence. The Domestic Violence Act 2007, Act 732, and home common and a baby and no so at the actual. I'm going to say, saying them ranaka, saying them ranasha, saying them ranatia. So now we need never. Free na dai bi kwototo ne mo yesa wo mmasa ne ma nkuto sa amane we bi mu e ma nkonyi kohia ba amane enche obi ne ya de obi ba na on nete ne emfa ne mfa ne ya de ne atete ne makwara no kra ewure nko no saa da bia na so te because of ne ya de ade ne nti it's wrong. Yes we awie na wo tse na ebe san tenase ene lawyer for betenase na yi dia me nkwa na me modi nkomo ne next week a lawyer is going to be with us near di nkomo fofo. Now, Brennan near Daji, National, you be a man at home what me afraid of. What's happened to be at one is what we do message about. I can't say we are near BCR and Chiaka Siama or my dear Brennan Daji. I say, Medin, I'm a just at the TWUM BARIMAH. I'm a legal practitioner. Now, to send a Yamisha.